Hi, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to Lesson Gems. My name is Brother Lammers. I have the lesson that is assigned for Thursday, February the 20th, or the lesson when you have it is lesson number 26, covering sections 12 through 17, and specifically section 17. The intent of the lesson today is help our students to strengthen their own testimonies through the testimony of the three witnesses of the Book of Mormon. And so I'm going to share with you two different ways that I want to engage my students, or to have two different options for a way to have a readiness in your classroom. So readiness number one engages them and helps them to see what's happening and why are these things happening. Go into sections 11, 12, and 14 and please look for, I'm going to say that a lot in today's lesson. We're going to work on that skill today. Look for what you notice about verses 1 through 6 in each of those three sections. And you'll see that it's nearly word for word. And so if the Lord repeats himself 3 times in a row, how would you explain, as it says in verse number 1, what is this great, marvelous work? How would you describe it, what it is? How and why would you compare the word to a two-edged sword? How would you knock and open, ask and receive? Just kind of go through these verses a little bit. This is what these men and women were interested in. They knew Joseph Smith. He had been telling them all of these things. I have these gold plates. I have this. I have this. I have this. And there is a family called the Whitmer family. The Whitmer family were so pivotal and helpful in the process of bringing forth the Book of Mormon and the restoration of the church. Insomuch that Peter Whitmer, the dad of all of them, has said, Joseph and Emma, come and live with me. Come live with me and finish the translation of the Book of Mormon. David later became one of the three witnesses, as we're going to look at today. And so as we're looking at the three witnesses, help them see the feeling and the environment and what is happening and going on. Then the second learning activity, using this as a witness option. But not just this option that's here, but what if their best friend told them, or somebody that they know in their school, I have the most important secret in the world, and they tell you, here's my secret. I saw God the Father and Jesus Christ. I saw an angel, they gave me a book, and he tells them exactly what happened to Joseph Smith. And if we're being honest, we would say that they were crazy. We would say, you know what, unless you can show me these plates, I can't really believe this. This is so crazy, I can't believe it. And what if they asked you to be one of the witnesses? What if they asked you, if I show you these plates, will you stand up with me and take the heat with me on everybody saying that I'm a liar and a fake? Oh, and then that gets real. And so with this introduction and this readiness, I want to go into our three witnesses, help them know that it's Oliver Cowdery, David Whitmer, and Martin Harris. I'm not so much worried about the match and mix or whatever it may be, but I want them to look for what the Lord is inviting them to see in verses 1 and 2. Look for this, but then look for the responsibility, meaning there's a purpose for the Lord showing them these things. Have them write it down. After the Lord showed them these things, he expected them to testify and to stand up with Joseph Smith. So how can we do that? Today in our lesson, we're going to work on the look for skill as we go into the rest of the lesson. Here are 4 helping or teaching tips before you ask a look for question. When you're using a video or a quote, please have a purpose for doing so. Don't just show it or do it because it's in the lesson material. Have a purpose. And so often when the curriculum invites you to share a video or gives you an option, it gives you the look for in there. President Eyring says this. He testified, reading the following statement or watching the video, have a purpose for doing so. Then use a look for question to help the students see the purpose. Follow up after you've read the quote or watched the videos. What did they answer to the look for question? And then let's help them connect what they found to Jesus Christ. So let me share an example with you. As we go into this part right here, we're going to invite the students to read the testimony of the three witnesses. Here's an example of how you could use this look for in this situation. It says that you could invite them to write on the board words or phrases that declare the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon as you read it. But let's do this as a class. So will you look for as a class or identify as a class? And what is the purpose of reading the testimony? The important is to declare the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. That's the intent thereof. Here's my look for question. Class, we're going to do this as a class. Now, follow up. What did you see? What do you see as declaring the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon? What did you see to answer our look for question? Now connect it to Jesus Christ. You have all of these things that you answered. Here's the testimony. It is testifying the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. How does that connect me to Jesus Christ? Or why would Jesus Christ testify that this is true and invite these men to stand up and testify the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon? How does it connect me to Jesus Christ? And so just as an example, that's what we could do to introduce the three witnesses. There are a lot of videos and quotes in today's lesson, and they're really, really good. I just invite you to follow those principles of a look for question if you are going to use any of these resources, because these resources are really good. And remember, at the bottom of the lesson, they have additional resources, and I really like verse number 4. If you were asked to be one of the witnesses, and how did Joseph feel? How did Joseph feel when these witnesses were given to stand up and testify with him? This is such a powerful quote, and I love it because they helped Joseph. Brothers and sisters, as we look at today's lesson material, please follow those principles of using a powerful look for or an insightful look for question before you have them read a quote or watch a video. Give them the intent thereof, the purpose thereof, follow up on it, and then connect it to Jesus Christ. If we follow those principles, those quotes and those videos are going to be a powerful resource to testify of Jesus Christ. Brothers and sisters, keep doing what you're doing. I love each and every one of you, and just thank you for that, what you're doing.